The year was 1797. In the fortress city of Shusha, Agha Mohammad Shah Qajar, the formidable founder of the Qajar dynasty, held court. His campaign to reclaim lost territories had been relentless, his temper legendary. He was a man of absolute power, and his rule was absolute. The day had been particularly trying. Agha Mohammad Shah had discovered two of his servants, Sadek Gorji and Hodadad Esfahani, had been arguing loudly. In a fit of rage, he had ordered their immediate execution. However, it was the holy month of Muharram. The Shah's chief eunuch, a man named Abbas Mazdan Rani, pleaded with him to spare their lives until the end of the sacred period. The Shah, surprisingly, relented. The two condemned men were to be held under guard, but the Shah, in a moment of great misjudgment, allowed them to continue serving him in his tent. That night, their fear turned to fury. They knew their lives were forfeit. As the Shah slept, his tent was eerily quiet. The only sound was the rustle of the wind against the canvas. The guards, believing the Shah to be safe, had left their posts for the night. Sadek Gorji and Hodadat Esfahani crept silently towards the sleeping Shah. Their hearts pounded, a drumbeat of dread and resolve. They were no longer servants, but avengers of their own fate. With a terrible swiftness, they struck. The assassination was brutal and final. The founder of the Qajar dynasty, a man who had conquered kingdoms and ruled with an iron fist, met his end not on the battlefield, but in the quiet of his own tent. The assassins, joined by Abbas Mazdan Rani, who had also been condemned, fled the tent. They took with them the Shah's jewels and his royal seal, a symbol of the power they had so violently seized. The news of the Shah's death spread like wildfire. The court was in chaos, the army in disarray. But the succession was swift. The nephew of Agha Mohammad Shah, Baba Khan, was proclaimed the new ruler. He took the name Fet Ali Shah Qajar, and his reign would be long and prosperous. The legacy of his predecessor was one of conquest and cruelty, but the new Shah's rule marked a new chapter in the history of Persia.
Here's what you as a leader can learn from this story. 1. Unchecked authority corrupts judgment. When fear replaces respect, you've already lost. 2. Listen to your advisors. The moment you stop hearing dissenting voices is the moment you become vulnerable. 3. Choose mercy when possible. Leaders who rule through fear alone create the very resistance they fear. 4. Proximity requires trust. The people closest to you can either protect or destroy you. Your leadership style determines which. 5. Sustainable leadership isn't about power, it's about wisdom. You can conquer territories, but if you can't win hearts and minds, your reign is already over. The Shah's military victories meant nothing when his own people turned against him. In boardrooms or battlefields, the principle remains: lead with wisdom, not just authority.